Hello, ticking along here, driving home, and I just thought of, just kind of had something on my mind, which was, at what point do you give up? At what point do you decide to move on? Do we just, there's obviously reasons to, give in or give up to something. If something's not working out, or if something's not going to work out, you shouldn't just continue in it for no reason. But what is that? What is the point to where you decide to no longer do it or whatever? And I'm being vague about it because it couldn't be about anything. Some of the things that I've experienced is being self-employed. At what point do you decide to move on and change occupations? And that goes for really any job, even if you're not self-employed. And then another thing is I've experienced times of depression and had a lot of suicidal ideation and suicidal thoughts. So that was the original kind of when do I give up for me, is at what point is it okay to commit suicide? I don't think that there's really any point for me that I can do that now. But there was a time when I was like, well, there wasn't really a time where I could say at this point that's when you do it. But there was, I still had the feelings and the thoughts. So it wasn't that I'm like, well, people do it, so what point is it okay? And I guess the answer to that is it's never okay. That you never really have the right to in your own life. And that argument is different depending on your faith. For a atheist or agnostic, it's a harder question to define as no, you don't have the right. But as a Christian, I cannot. As a Christian, you are supposed to lay down your life and live for God, and that you've died to yourself, so you can't kill yourself if you've already died to yourself. You then have no right to determine that. So that's kind of how I got to it. And then with work, when do you give up? How long does something not have to work out for you to say, all right, I've got to do something different? Or at what point do you change jobs because something better there might be something better? So that's kind of been my thing. And with my Tourette's picking up these last year or so, these last couple of years, I guess. Is that snow? What? Okay. Kind of a mix, maybe. Alright. But with my Tourette's picking up this last year or so, and past couple of years, when do I give in and say, alright, I can't be doing what I'm doing, like driving? At what point do I stop driving? Because I've had tics that get in the way of driving. It's snowing. What's the temperature out there? Hold on. 41 degrees. Okay, I guess it's not really snowing, but there's definitely some sort of weird mixed snow something. Alright. It's supposed to be spring. But anyways, I've, with driving, when do you stop driving due to a disability or whatever? Usually, most people don't have to worry about that until they're older. But with Tourette's, it's something you have to think about, whether or not you should drive. And yeah, it's hard for me to say no, I'm not going to drive, because my work pretty much requires it to continue doing the work that I'm doing without cutting back a great amount. It is actually snowing. That's strange. All right. Without cutting back a great amount, I mean, I have to drive for it. I'm driving pretty much every day. I mean, I'm driving to work every day, but I mean, I'm driving out of the city a couple times a week, possibly every single day of the week sometimes, beyond Saturday and Sunday. So, I mean, I don't know. When is it that you stop doing that? How much of a danger am I to those around me, and how much of a danger am I to myself? It's a tough question to answer, especially when you have to get rid of your freedom. Getting rid of your driving gets rid of a lot of your freedom. And it's not one at this point that I'm willing to give up, even with a couple of my tics like that one. I will do whatever I can to continue, one, providing for my family, and two, to keep my freedom of being able to drive. Man, I wish we had self-driving cars now, because that would allow me to not have to worry so much about this. Because I could easily take over for a self-driving car at this point, and have it take over for when it, because I can, if I wasn't driving constantly, I could do, here and there driving just fine. But it's the longer drives, or stuff like that that get to me. And typically, being in my car is when I tic more, because I'm alone and I don't have that. Usually when I'm at my apartment, I've got neighbors next to me, so I don't want to be loud, and so even then I'm kind of subconsciously restraining it and holding it in. Whereas when I'm in my car, I don't have to worry about that. No one can hear me. No one can see me. Well, other drivers can see me, but they're not really paying attention. So that's why I'm ticking the most. And then, so, I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking today. It's kind of what's been on my mind. So if you want to put your comments in the comment section below, leave a like on the video if you liked it, and let me know what you think for when you stop driving, and all this, when you stop your job, and all these different things, because that would be beneficial for me to hear from others. I'm sorry about all the lighting changes during the video, but driving down the road, can't really control it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I really appreciate your views, and for those who subscribe, I really appreciate your subscription. So thank you. Bye.